Hey, what up, guys? School's in. What's up with my $1 million babies? Y'all in here, my $1 billion boys. I got a topic for y'all today. We're gonna discuss growing up too fast and limitations, okay? And first, I'm gonna start out with the definition of limitations. Limitations, I got everything written down, so I'm gonna read off the paper just for the definition so I can give it to y'all straight out the book. Influence that the researcher cannot control. They are the shortcomings, conditions, or influence that cannot be controlled by the researcher. That places restrictions on your methodology and conditions, basically. So what that means is you have no control, basically. Like when you have limitations, you're putting control on something, so you have the control. You know what I'm saying? It's so that you can have the control and you don't have shortcomings. So we're going to be discussing that and how, especially in the lifestyle, how the girls come out or they come out real young, and then they watch the older girls. Like, I'm talking about trannies. And I mean, it could go for the Bush Queens too. It could go a little bit for the Bush Queens too, but more so for the trans men and the trans women. Like, they come out and they see the fast-paced life, the money, and you know what I'm saying? The girls be just just living too fast. And they, fall into the trap of the streets and, doing whatever they're doing in the streets. But basically, it's just, too young. Way too young, way too young. And the streets eat them up, or they get caught up in the streets at a really young age. And you know what I'm saying? They don't have no parents. They wind up with criminal records, in jail, dead. A lot of situations happen. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to talk to the youth. Well, the girls that's getting up in that's in the ages of, I would say, early teenage, high school, starting high school to the 12th grade. Those be the years that, you know what I'm saying, you should be in school, you should be at home. You shouldn't be on the stroll selling your body, selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Hanging out with the wrong people that's going to influence you, with adults. You know what I'm saying? It's for you to be around people that love you, because these streets ain't going to love you. And that's just that on that. So I just want to touch base with y'all on that. Also, the streets is not a place where you can go as a child and have an immature mind and think that you're gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? And it's only adults that is gonna use you, or you know what I'm saying? If they're not in your immediate family or somebody you grew up with that, you know what I'm saying, that and you've been knew, that, you know what I'm saying, they don't know your family or they don't have connection to your family, they don't care about you. So unless you want to be hard and like somebody like me, that, I mean, I'm speaking from a living testimony, the streets made me tough, to where I can't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody. I choose not to trust nobody because of so many things that I've been through, just in the streets, just trying to make it, just out there in the world. You feel what I'm saying? When I could have been in school, moving slow, but see, when you already in that position, now you gotta be an adult. You feel what I'm saying? Now, because you have to take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's just when you're moving fast, things start going fast paced, so you start growing up quick. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that everybody don't have a situation where they're put in a situation and that's just what it is. But at the end of the day, if you don't have to be put in that situation, which is a lot of what I'm seeing, then don't do that to yourself, because you fucking yourself up in the end. You know what I'm saying? Limitations are what our parents, when we're young, try to put on us with curfews and putting us in activities and stuff like that, so that we have something to do with our time. You know what I'm saying? And so that they could know where we're at. And you know what I'm saying? They could know where you're at all times, and they could know you're safe. And it's only right. And as being a kid, I know a lot of us, we feel like our parents are too strict and too harsh on us. And most of the time, sometimes they are, because they know what it's like out there. You feel what I'm saying? They know what it's like out there. So, and when you're a parent, for your kids, like when you see your kids running to the danger, it's like you just want to just do whatever, like at all costs, just to get them out of that. You feel what I'm saying? Like you ready to do anything, because you know if it keep going, then that's going, it's not only going to ruin your life, but that's going to trickle down to your parents, your grandparents, your sisters and brothers. Like, it's going to trickle down to the whole family. It's not just you. And that's one thing too. Like, you can't just be thinking about yourself. Like, you have to be thinking about your whole family. We come as a collective. That's why they say it takes a community to raise a child, because if your parent is not around and you're outside in the park and somebody come and try to do something to you, hopefully somebody that live in your building or in the area that know you is like, hey, before you get kidnapped or something. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of vans out here that's drug trafficking girls and stuff like that. And like I said, these streets don't care about nobody. And they will toy with you. Like, the streets will toy with you. They will eat you up and chew you up. They'll have you thinking that you got everything under control. Like, if you're not a mature-minded person, like, you have to have a mature mind to really make it on your own out here in these streets with nobody, no family, just with friends and people that you have no tie to or no relations to, or people that have no care for you. And you don't want to find nobody on the street that has care for you, that is just, you know what I'm saying? Because they could do anything, rape you, they could get you caught up in some trafficking, human trafficking type of thing. They can have you doing stuff. And you know what I'm saying? And be working you for your money, paying you little amounts of money while they getting paid all the money. And you the one who could be risking your life and your freedom and stuff like that. And you don't never know. Like, when you're a child, you may think, because you were sheltered and you haven't really saw the streets, that you might think because of TV or whatever, what have you, you might think you know how things go on. No. I'm here to let you know. No. Until you spend that time and put in that time, just like on a job, until you put in the work, you'll never know why people have certain work ethic and what it takes to grind on a certain type of job. You will never know. So I don't care what you think it looks like from the outside, but you will never know until you put in that situation, and you got to go through that, okay? So at the end of the day, you don't want to be, and I'm speaking, like I said, I'm speaking from experience, and I'm speaking from what I see day to day, and how I see a lot of young kids, I'm grown now, and I'm old, and good thing I made it through a lot of situations because I was strong and I was tough. I'm very strong-minded. So it was like, I you know what I'm saying? I very stick to my own guts, and I'm very a leader type of person. So I wavered through that way because it was like, either it's my way or the highway, very that. So that's what got me through a lot of situations, because I wasn't falling for the okie doke, and I was about doing what I had to do. I was about surviving. So I was in survival mode for a lot of years. But I see a lot of kids just come in for the wrong reasons. Like, one thing about being trans is, like, this is not a lifestyle. Like, this is not for everybody. And this is definitely not for everybody. The glitz and glam, I know it look cute. The girls be having their little money. They might be getting boys. That's one thing I'm going to say. That's the top of my list. If you want to get up in them for boys, change your mind. Just find another route. Don't do that. Don't do that. Love yourself first. That's the best thing you could do, is find love for you, and then think about what you want to do. That's the best thing as far as being trans anyway. You have to moan. It's one thing to just be moaning. You got to limit yourself. You have to have limitations with moaning, okay? Because moans drive you crazy. Like they say that transsexuals have a mental disorder. Like, that's at the psychiatrist. They say, that's a mental trait. Like, that's a mental disability. So, and it's true, because the moans have you skitsed out. And I mean, all my trainees out there, I know y'all can understand, and y'all know. But I mean, your body is transitioning, and anything that's going through a transition from one thing to another, whether it's your body going from one sex to the other sex, or you going from being a little girl to a grown woman, or a little boy going through puberty, you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you're not ready for it, it's going to mess with you, because you don't know what's going on. So it's like, that's like getting into a religion that you don't know about. You don't know about it, and you're learning. It's like things can confuse you, and trying to figure things out is like, that's when you find yourself in limbo and in that confusion space. And that confusion space is the time where anything can happen. Like anybody could come up and snatch you up because you look vulnerable. You're vulnerable. And you know what I'm saying? People use that. It's definitely people use that. And it's mostly with kids on the street. It's mostly with kids on the street. And in this lifestyle, it's like the girls, they're not going to care about you. In the gay lifestyle is one thing about in the gay lifestyle. Everybody think it's all, oh, the girls are partying, they dress nice and da-da-da-da. The girls hate on each other for pleasure. That's fun to the girls. Like, it's fun to be around a certain group of people, but no, you don't like them. You understand what I'm saying? But have them, or have the shades up over their eyes, and you think, and they'll put you in a situation, and knowing that they putting you in this situation, you have no clue and no idea. And I see it happen to all the time. Or take you somewhere and you're going to meet boys and you boy happy and you dick hungry or whatever, or boy crazy or whatever the case may be, and they got you in a situation where now these boys don't even know that y'all transsexuals, and now they done left you. Or they took you to a party and you don't know what's going on at this party, and it's all type of things going on at this party, and they left you, but that was the plot to leave you. They got paid to leave you. You know what I'm saying? Like, all kind of things happen. I mean, I'm talking, listen, these streets is grimy as a mug. And when you become a transsexual, and this is like, I'm gonna just tell you at the top, after 2-3 years of being a tranny, your whole characteristics about you, everything about you is going to be changed. Like, you want to be hardened, you want to be wiser, you want to feel like you feel like you're grown if you're a young adult. You feel what I'm saying? It's going to put you at that level of, even if you're not on the street, just taking moans and just moving in that different space. It's going to have you feeling yourself. It's going to do that for you. And like I said, if you're not strong-minded and you're not weak-minded, it's going to chew you up and it's going to spit you out. This is not a regular going outside in the park and hanging out with your friends. No, it's not that. And we detach from our families. A lot of us are detached from our families, and that's because of the lifestyle that we're in. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, it's a lot of ills out here. Like, it's a lot of ills, a lot of demons. Like, we dancing with the devil every day, every single day of our lives. You know what I'm saying? And I think you should have a mature mind before you even think about getting into this lifestyle, and know that what you want for yourself. Like, have limitations so you don't get used up, but know what you want to do first. Make what would I say? Make a list of things that you like, pros and cons of what you want out of the lifestyle, what you want to achieve, what you will accomplish, like your life goals. Do that before you decide that you want to do changes and stuff like that, or find out about it. Like, find out about surgeries and see if that's the route you want to go, because it's a lot there too. It's a lot of people that didn't limit themselves to not getting silicone or getting good surgeries, or not going to lay on the table and wind up on a deathbed because they got bad surgery, or somebody put bad stuff in them. Like, I've heard of people putting like everything, cement, like people done pump cement in people, Crisco oil, shoot, and all kind of stuff. Like, just because you might have a beef with somebody, or your girlfriend take you to go get pumped and she don't like you, but the lady that pumped, she know her, and she only gonna rock with the people that, you know what I'm saying? And now you in a messed up situation. You can't trust everybody. So you got to put limitations on who you're around, the time that you're giving them, like what you allow them to do in your presence, what you allow them to do around you, and how much of your time you're giving to them. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta really, really, really be up on your when it comes to that, because it's a lot of girls, especially the minority girls, like in New York City or in Philly, in the cities, we dying. They killing us every day, and the girls is not ready. And a lot of it is boy crazy, or money hungry and don't have to be in that situation. I was, like I said, when I was out there in the streets, I was in survival mode. I had no choice. This is what I wanted for myself. This is what I knew I had to go this route to get what I had to get to get this, because it wasn't going down like that in my household. You know what I'm saying? In my parents' household, it was not going down like that. So, and like I said, I was very strong minded. I'm a very strong minded. I'm stubborn, and you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get what I need to get, and nobody is never gonna stop me, because that's just how I am. I'm gonna go. I'm just like, once I have my mind to something, nobody's gonna tell me I can't do it. And the more you tell me I can't do it, the more I'm gonna go to do it, just to prove. And it's not even to prove. It is to prove people wrong, but it's more so to prove to myself that I could do anything that I put my mind to. You feel what I'm saying? And I love that trait for myself, but everybody's not like me. I'm very different. So I wouldn't, recommend that for everybody. Like I said, think about it first. Research it. Research surgeries. Research what a transsexual is. A lot of girls that's out here don't even know what a transsexual is. Limit yourself to, like, I don't want to sell my body. Have limitations on, do you want to be out there selling your body? Because that's a trap. That becomes a life trap. You get used to the fast money. When you get in fast money, I don't care what it may be. When you get in fast money, and you may want to work. But this is one thing about the streets and in the universe that people don't understand. Like, good people on the streets are the first ones to get it. So it's like, the more good that you try to do, and the more they're gonna pull you down and break you up. So it's like, you out here trying to get some money so that you could go on a job interview or buy clothes or whatever, go to school, whatever. Now you in jail. Now you got a record. You know what I'm saying? That, first of all, that rolls over with you for the rest of your life, or until, if you don't get locked up no more. But it becomes a trap. Like, you get addicted to this stuff. You get addicted to that money sometimes. And when I first started, the money was so good and it came so fast. It was an everyday thing, repetitively. It was like, even if you did get a job, you still was gonna go out there and get that money. You know what I'm saying? It was so easy to get. Like, it was easy. You didn't have to do anything for it. It was easy. And that's what a lot of young girls used to look up to. And see, I was always that person. I never played that little kids around me. Like, once I was 21, it was like, I didn't hang out with nobody under, like, that wasn't an adult. Cause you're not smoking cigarettes around me. You're not drinking around me. Cause I don't want to be wound up in a hotel room or in a party and it get raided, and now I'm going to jail because you're young and you with me. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of things you gotta watch out for. These streets is not made for the young, and for to be out here all by yourself alone. You know what I'm saying? And this is the main thing when it comes to limitation. Limit yourself because you love yourself. Okay? I preach that so much. Self-love, love yourself. I tell people, even when they say, oh, I love you, don't love me, love yourself. Because until you can love yourself, you don't know how to love me. You don't know what love is. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't love. So you don't know the qualities of loving someone. Because you don't love yourself. So how would you know how it feels to love if you don't even love you? It's impossible. So you have to love yourself, and when you learn to love yourself, you'll know why limitations are a necessity, and why you should have limitations, and why like your parents do certain things. Like, you will know what's right and what's wrong for first and foremost. You feel what I'm saying? So that then you could delegate whether somebody did you wrong or did you do yourself wrong. Because most of the time, we doing ourself injustice, but we think other people is doing stuff to us. And I just learned that recently, but I always was somebody that could say when I did something wrong. Because, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, though, I'm very much a leader, so I know what I'm doing. And, if I know what I be doing, it be a method to my madness. So I be knowing what I'm doing. But a lot of people, they will act like they so oblivious to what's going on. No, you know what's going on. You know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take accountability. But limitations is going to be the first start of respecting yourself and having self-love for yourself. Because once you have that self-love for yourself, you're not going to want nobody to take advantage of you or use you, or you're not going to put yourself in situations where somebody can do that to you or somebody can play with you. Because that's the first thing that they're going to do. And when somebody, and that's what they're going to try you regardless. I don't care who you are. Anywhere, in any walk of life. When they see that you don't have nobody protecting you, they're going to try you. And if you let them try you, they're going to keep trying you and everybody else going to try you. So you got to shut that down from the beginning, from the door. And you got to research yourself. That's a limitation too. I'm not going to let nobody disrespect me without retaliation. You got to know those type of things over the phone. You got to learn when to have guys call your phone and when not to have them call your phone for a respect type of thing. Because that's why a lot of girls die too, because they be seeing guys that just feel like they could talk to them any kind of way, or do, like, once you leave that door open for somebody to have that much power and you don't say nothing or you don't do nothing, then it's like they feel like you're a weak person. So they feel like they could just trample all over you. So you gotta, and it has to happen the first time. You can't wait on that, because once you wait on it, now you're hesitant for it. So now you want to speak up, it's like, now you're second guessing yourself, like, am I bugging? No, bitch, you know what's going on. You knew the first time, you should have said something. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people will sit there and don't use their own mind or their own first mind. You gotta use your first mind and your first instinct. That's one thing too I want to tell y'all. When you listen to your first mind and your first instinct, it will always get you out of trouble. Whenever you don't listen to that be the times when you be the next day when everything's done, when it went wrong or went down, you like, damn, and I was just thinking I should have went that way instead of going to the right. You feel what I'm saying? If you would have just went to the left, you wouldn't have wound up in that shootout, or you wouldn't have wound up in that police car, or you wouldn't have wound up in that fight, or you wouldn't have wound up getting that ass whooping when you got home. You feel what I'm saying? Like, like, you got to listen to that first mind and your intuition, because your intuition is always, and I don't care what it is. It could be your heart just like give you a little skip of a beat. Go home. Like, it's not for you. And it's always going to happen. I know it always happens for me, and usually people I talk to, my friends and stuff, they say the same thing. So it's like, follow your intuition. Follow your intuition, but do your homework. When it comes to this lifestyle, do your homework. Do your homework, because it's not for everybody. And it's a lot of girls that get up in it too, and they move too quick. And now they have titties, body, all this body, and it's not what they want to do with their life. Now they want to go back. What you gonna do? You done spent all that money. Now you got to spend more money to take it out, and it's extra money to take it out. And a lot of people don't want to touch it. So you got to research a lot of stuff. It's a lot of girls that can't take their clothes off because of bad surge, and you know what I'm saying, just moving fast. And you gotta slow down. Like, it's just from slow down. Everything that everybody else got is not for you. You know what I'm saying? Just because you see somebody else with something, don't just be like, oh, I gotta go get mine. No, it's not for everybody. It's not. Sometimes you just gotta wait your time for things. Pray on it. That's the best thing I could tell you. Whoever you pray to, whoever your God is, ask him, Father, do you think I should go do this surgery, or you think I should go do this, or should I transition? Ask him first. Ask your parents to take you and go to a doctor and speak to the doctor. Like, do your research, do your homework. That's with anything though, as far as growing up. When you're growing up, it's a lot of things that you don't learn in school that you're gonna need in life, that you're not gonna get in school. And you gotta, once either you're gonna research it yourself, or somebody in your family is gonna be done taught it to you, and you don't really want to learn too much stuff out in the streets. Because I'm the type of person where I like facts. So I'm gonna go off facts. I don't want you, because I don't believe nothing. I don't believe, I don't, half of the stuff I see I don't believe. So, and you ain't telling me nothing. I gotta know. Like, if you tell me something, I gotta go and then be like, is that true? That's the type of person I am. Because, listen, it's out there. Trust me. These streets is crazy. It's an animal out there, and his name is I Don't Care. And he like young kids that's vulnerable and don't have no love and don't love themselves. And you know what he does to them? He take them and he put them in the dirt. And getting up out of that dirt and getting up and once you bang your head on that concrete, baby, it's hard to get back up on that ladder to that first flight. You know what I'm saying? And you already have a push and start in life. You know what I'm saying? When you're home and you have a good home and stuff, I see a lot of girls that have good homes and they choose to go hanging out on the streets for boys and get into a prostitution. And that's something that, like, come on now, you don't want that to be your life. I mean, it's not cute. If it's something like that, should be your end or be or final when it comes to I gotta go out there and get that. That should be the last thing that, like, when it's, and you know what I'm saying, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't judge anybody. I was in that situation, so I understand it. But let that be the last result that you gotta go down, because listen, it's hard out there. And everybody ain't like me, so you might get put in a position where you gotta do certain things that you don't want to do. And you don't hold the control, and you don't know how to hold the control of situations, or you don't know how to you don't know how to talk, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's a type of person, and you have to have something like a je ne sais quoi, or like inside you gotta have that juju up in you to really make it. And that's with anything, because that's even with regular just community stuff, like pay the streets. I'm talking about just going to the corner store, like the way people going to talk to you, the way people going to look at you. Like, you got to know how to handle yourself and be around the world. You know what I'm saying? Heterosexual world, and get respected, because they're not going to respect you until you earn that respect and you look like you want the respect. You feel what I'm saying? You being a transsexual, that's where the laughs, the kikis, the jokes, that's gonna start that regardless of who you are. But if you that type of person that walk with your head up and you know, like, you just got that look on you, like, motherfuckers ain't gonna play with you, they're not gonna play with you. You feel me? And you just gotta know how to limit. You have to have those limitations of what you will allow for yourself and what you're not gonna allow for yourself. And that will change a lot of things that's going out here in this world, especially in our lifestyle, because we growing up too fast. And it's the trans men too. We growing up way too fast. Like, I have too many friends that's younger than me and are dead and gone or doing life sentences because just being in the streets, like, just the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about situations like chopped up bodies, like whole body parts cut up. And you know what I'm saying? They family have to find out about that. And you know what I'm saying? You don't want to have to be shipped home in a box to your family and they haven't seen you or they don't know where you're at. And that's the phone call that they gotta get. Like I said, it ain't just you. That's your whole family that's gonna it's that your whole family is gonna be miserable. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? Your whole family is gonna trickle down to them, and everybody's gonna affect everybody. Everybody's gonna get affected by that. Like, for every cause, for every action, it's a reaction. You know what I'm saying? Every cause is an effect. So it's not just you. You know what I'm saying? You came from your mother's womb, so how you think she's gonna feel if something was to happen to you? You know what I'm saying? She's the only one that's gonna be there for you. And at the end of the day, when that's the person that you gonna call first when you get locked up for the first time. I don't care what kind of relationship y'all have, whatever the case may be. You won't call your mom, like, and guess what? I can't speak on everybody's relationship with their mother, because there's some parents out there that just don't care. But that usually your mother and your grandmother, your father, the one that took care of you when you were little, is going to be the one that's going to be there for you in those type of situations. Not your friends. Your friends that was with you and you was spending the money with and y'all was partying with, you might not even get $20 a letter, none of that. So don't expect it. You got to know that. A visit, none of that. And when you in there, you in there. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to end up in those kind of situations. That's what the streets lead you to. Body bags, the grave, and jail, and just situations you don't want. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be a cut type of person to endure that. And you got to know what's going on. You got to know how to move. Like, everybody's not made for that. So take heed to that. And I want y'all to put limitations. Like, do your homework on this lifestyle before you get into it. Don't grow up too fast. To my billion dollar boys, listen to your parents, okay? The streets is not gonna love you like that. I don't care how much money it is. Baby, go to school, get that education, and get some real money. Get the real money. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes being patient is the best thing for you. The greater things, the greater accomplishments happen when you wait for them. Nothing that's good and gonna be comfortable and satisfying to you in life is gonna come quick. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? And usually if it's too good to be true, it's what is it? It's force. You know what I'm saying? That's just like moving fast. Too good to be true. That money coming too good. If you could pay your rent in a week, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Something out there that could. And if you don't know, then that's when it's like the streets know. The streets know. It's like you could see it. You could just see somebody that don't know nothing. Like somebody that just don't know. So you want to put limitations and you want to slow down. Slow down. Please do slow down. I mean, I know y'all are stubborn. I know y'all think y'all grown. Take it from me. You don't want to go that route. You don't want to go that route. You don't want to go that route. Because you don't want to end up in that situation. You ain't going to make it out. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to run into that. You don't want to run into that person that don't care about you and not going to give a fuck. So, with that being said, go to school, get your education, listen to your parents, try to respect and obey what your parents' rules. You know, I know it's hard, but we got to do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? We trying to be billionaires and young millionaires up in here. You know what type of time it is. We $1 million babies up in here. And till the next time I see you, I'm going to see you when I see you. I'm out.